Okay, I have a new guitar, and well, I got it like December, so it's now August, so almost September, so like 9 months ago, something like that, 8-9 months ago. Anyway, I did some work on it, kind of modded it up to how I wanted it, and I really like it. So the question is, I've been playing it almost exclusively since I got it. Just, you know, because it's new and everything. It's the upside down, the lefty Strat that I have some videos on. And anyway, so now I'm wondering, do I like it better than this guitar that has been my #1 guitar for, decades, 20-something years. So I haven't tested them side by side. This has been at home for a while. So I brought it in, tuned it all up, and let's check it out. So first I'm going to tell a little bit about this guitar, then a little bit about the other guitar. So this was an old Tokai Strat copy that I got. And I really liked the sound of it, but the neck wasn't working for me. So over the course of 7 or 8 or 9 years, I ended up putting like 3 or 4 different necks on it, 4 or 5 maybe, I don't know. This is a neck from Warmouth, and excuse me, 24 frets, scalloped, stainless steel frets on it, jumbo frets. I really like it. Locking tuners, Graphtec nut, all that stuff. This is an old JB4 humbucker that I really like. This is a Seymour Duncan custom mini humbucker. And custom, that's like the name of the model. It's not like custom made just for me. I just, you know, bought it right off the shelf, kind of. I believe it was called custom, like a mini humbucker custom or custom mini humbucker, something like that. Anyway, so I have this set up for 1 volume and 1 tone, and I have the tone control set with certain values for the capacitor and all that, and a treble bleed circuit on the volume control, a 3-way switch, but I have it all set up so I get like really nice tones out of it, and the tone control is usable for me with my gear and my style and everything, all the way from full up to all the way full down. It doesn't get too muddy, it doesn't get too kind of icky. The volume control works really well for me. I have it set with a treble bleed circuit, but actually a little over the top. So as you turn the volume down, it actually seems to get brighter. So I can get like a kind of real like bright glassy kind of a sound out of it. Okay, but what we're going to do to try to do apples to apples, we're just going to go with the bridge pickup, volume and tone full up, and just see how it sounds. And I'm going to be running through a Marshall JCM 800 studio thing with a DoD 250 boost pedal that I built, but it's essentially a DoD 250. So that's it. Okay, so now, and this, I call it Calvin. It's really Calvin and Hobbes, because like 30 years ago, I had a pick guard on it, not this one, but a pick guard, because I was trying out different pickups, I was trying out different I was trying out all kinds of different stuff. I swapped out the bridge saddles, like all kinds of stuff, a different tremolo block on it, steel, all kinds of things. But it used to have Calvin and Hobbes, not stickers, little cutout things from one of the Calvin and Hobbes books that I, you know, stuck on. But anyway, so I just, you know, basically just call this Calvin. So on to the next one. Okay, this is the other guitar. It's a lefty Strat, and I bought it up in Littleton, New Hampshire for $99. Woo! It's a Squier, and it was a lefty. Obviously, it's a lefty. It was hanging on a shelf, and I've always kind of been obsessed with like a flipped over lefty Strat. And I'm not a huge Hendrix fan, but I don't know why. But I always kind of was like obsessed with it. And anyway, so I saw it hanging up there, and I think I saw the price, maybe not, but I took it down and just kind of went, took it off the thing, just kind of, and went, oh, that sounds really good. Like the whole body vibe, like everything's really resonant. I really liked it. So I asked, hey, can I plug this in and give it a shot? And the guy's like, yeah, sure. That's when I noticed that it was actually strung up for a righty. So somebody had already flipped it, and it was strung up for a righty. So I played it for a minute or so, and I was like, yeah, I think I should buy it. But then my kids were with me, and they were like, Mom's going to kill you if you buy another guitar. So I was like, yeah, do I really need another guitar? So I hung it back up. And we walked around Littleton a little bit. And the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna grab the guitar for 99 bucks. Why not? So I did. In the meantime, I swapped out the neck. I tried on a few different necks, and I was shocked at the difference in sound, not just feel, in sound, that a different neck has on the guitar. It was crazy. So the original neck I really liked, but it was way too thin at the nut here, and my hands were cramping up. It was just way too small. So this is actually a late 90s, I believe, Squier Standard Series Strat neck, and obviously a right-handed neck. Just because I tried a few different ones, and this was the one that I put it on and went, yeah, that's it. That's the sound. That's the everything. It feels great. I'm going to, it's not scalloped. I'm going to have send it out to DC Custom Guitars. They're out in Western Massachusetts, I believe. And Dean over there is going to scallop it for me and see if it needs any other work or whatever. But the body is a thinner body. It's an Affinity Strat, so it's like the real cheap one. And it has the original tremolo in it and everything. I put brass saddles on it. I played around with the electronics a bit and found that I needed to have the volume right here. I'm so used to it being right there. So I did like a little blind mount of it where it's not cutting through the back, because this is where the sort of belly cut is, and I didn't want to, have to cover that up with like a weird slanted cover. So if you can see, there's a little tiny piece of a pick guard underneath the knob. So it's a real tight fit, but it's barely in there. And then this is a JB4 humbucker that I modified. I did another video on that, so feel free to check that out. But the biggest thing that I did, I think, sound-wise, is I put in an A8 magnet. I took out the magnet that's in it, which I believe is an A5, Alnico, whatever you call it, 5, and I put in an 8, and I really like it. So this, because up in Littleton, there's a woman, Eleanor H. Porter, I believe is her name. I wrote it down. Eleanor H. Porter, yes. And she was an author from Littleton, New Hampshire. And she wrote a couple of books, Pollyanna books, as well as some other books. But all around the town, there's like little pictures and things and banners and things of, Pollyanna from the books. So I figure, I usually don't really name my guitars, but this one, it was like, well, Pollyanna. Because it's my lefty Strat, or my left-handed Strat, but it's not really, because it has a right-handed neck on it, and it's set up for a righty. So I'm like, yeah, but Pollyanna. So, Polly. So let's check out the, you know, duel to the death, Calvin versus Polly. So this is my go-to guitar for the last 20 some odd years, and I like it. You know, 2 humbuckers, I can get a lot of different sounds. The middle position, I have it set for out of phase, and then I also have parallel series wiring for both of the pickups on push-pull knobs. So it's a really nice guitar. I can get some really great sounds out of it, and a lot of really varied sounds. But again, we're going to just go with as much as we can, apples to apples. So this guitar, just bridge pickup, everything full up. Yeah, kind of sloppy. Okay, and now Polly. Okay, right off the bat, it is a lot thicker tone-wise, and a lot richer, and a lot beefier, and more power. So it's overdriving the pedal and the amp more. So I really like that. I mean, who wouldn't, you know, for what I play and everything, who wouldn't like a thicker, richer, more powerful tone? The only thing, it seems that I'm not getting artificial harmonics as easily, but perhaps that is due to the fact that Calvin is a little bit brighter, and this is not as bright. And I'm not sure what the wood of this body is. That, I believe, is alder. I'm not totally sure, but I believe it's alder. This, I was under the impression was alder, but when I drilled for the volume control, the wood reeked of pine. Like, I mean, just like unbelievably strong. And I don't recall alder really having a super strong smell to it. But anyway, so yeah, harmonics coming out of the other guitar a little bit better, but the tone of this, I think, is a lot better. I don't know if maybe it's a tie. This obviously, one humbucker, one volume control, one, you know, basically sound, and limited access past like the 18th fret. The 18th fret is about as high up as I can comfortably reach. So, you know, that's an issue. And this curve here, if I'm playing even lower that I can reach, and I go to like do vibrato like that, my hand actually hits it. So it does kind of get in the way. But it sounds really good. So, I don't know, we'll have to see. Have him, have Dean scallop it, see how it sounds after that, And possibly I can change settings on the amp a little bit to get a little, you know, more of the highs coming out, artificial harmonics and stuff. But so I don't know. I know it's like a cop-out, but I think I'm gonna have to go with a tie. So I think I'll keep them both.